Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So now in abundance of information we also have update for the battlegrounds. First of all, we do have meta change, meta nerf for the upcoming season, for season 29, and then they are letting us in on the nodes and metas for season 30 and season 31. So the first major thing, the major change is here. This actually happened already a couple days ago. I didn't cover it in a specific video. I meant to, I just didn't get to it yet. But due to the unique nature of the meta, the team has decided to tone down the RPG asks and make it more approachable for larger groups of players. Doubling up on the punishment for blocking attacks is necessary here, so to streamline the meta, we will be removing kinetic transference node in the second half of the Gladiator circuit. And that is probably quite good choice because this meta, as is still going to be very, very rough due to invade, basically you not being able to block or parry, and also energize, meaning opponents will be already throwing more special attacks. And kinetic transference meant that if you do take a hit and block, they gain even more power, and that made some champions absolutely devastating, like Enchantress, like Serpent, who would have been like just immediate autobans. Now, this meta is still going to be rough though, but they have changed it. And we do have updates to the node. Well, we do have nodes for season 30 and season 31. And also a bit of promise for a rewards update, because that is the reason why they're revealing it. Why are season 30 and 31 buff metas being leaked? Could be because special rewards may be coming to the top summoners in these seasons, so we wanted to give you a look ahead to start your roster strategizing now. So, I believe here it's better to see it. So for season 31, we're gonna have, season 30 first. Season 30, we're gonna have Torch's Ferocity. So Saga attackers gain temperature via heavy attacks, and via charging heavy attacks and striking, knocking the defendant down with heavy attacks. 100 temperature, gain Flame on passive. Basic attacks deal 50% of attack as direct damage. Temperature drops by 5 per second while active. Now, in theory, kind of sounds bad. Like, for most part, it doesn't really sound worth it with just about any and every champion to do, because charging the heavy attack is harder with the limber, so you're not gonna do it as fast, and continuously knocking the opponents down, and it drops off fast. So I don't think it's gonna work too well, but we'll see. We have Reluctant Retaliation. When attacker activates special, gain 30% cowardice passive in 15 seconds. So this is, number one, going to stop special spamming characters. Number two, this is just going to work as a stall mechanic. So basically, generic fights will be slower. In addition, we have Arc Overload at start of every 20 seconds. Defender gains 25% armor up and regeneration buff. 25% max health for 6 seconds. That's going to be a crazy amount of regen if it scales with the boosted health. If not, it's probably tolerable. But yeah, so that's the victory track meta. But in Gladiator Circuit, we're also going to get the armor up power burn back. So each hit and defender while armor up is active power burns the defender for 10% of a bar. Damage scales with the number of armor ups and defender's base attack. So number one, obviously Arc Overload, you will have to be very, very careful. Number two, Colossus is back on the menu, guys, and Red Skulls and whatnot. So this is going to be a fairly interesting meta, but that's week 1 and 2. So weeks 3 and 4. Weeks 3 and 4 is more straightforward. You can use more champions, but it's also going to be fairly finicky. So defender's first combo attack is stun immune. I always hated this node. 8-second cooldown after activated. Make a stand, so you do need to knock them down. Otherwise, they do have the protection. So that is another thing that's kind of going to slow the fight down, plus encourage block damage. And we have Never Back Down. Dashing back grants an attacker 1.2 second regeneration timer. If you dash back again, they regen 10% of their max health over 5 seconds. So it's going to be more straightforward meta, I would say. I think. And then we're going to get season 31. Invisible Woman's Finesse. So Saga attackers. Dodging grants 0.5 second untouchable. Opponents miss triggers 15 second cruelty passive. Max 5. Paused until attacker is hit or blocks. This is going to give, at 5 cruelties, gain 2000 critical rating. So this is potentially going to give a significant damage boost. if executed well. And then, steady as she goes, each time the attacker blocks, the defender gains 25% inexorable passive. My apologies, which is not good. So you don't want block. It seems like Kabam is allergic to parry. And then we have Power Snack. Every 7 seconds, next attacker buff is nullified. Defender gains 25% of power. So, this is gonna definitely have a fairly unique feel to it, in my opinion, because every champion is gonna have that untouchable. It is very short though, so you will have to be precise. And then, if everything goes well, you're gonna nuke everything pretty much. It's gonna be a nukey meta. But if something goes wrong, like opponent triggering Power Snack at the wrong point, you're gonna get smacked. You're gonna get smacked. Especially because in Gladiator Circuit that Power Snack is twice as potent. Additionally, in Gladiator Circuit, you have 40% chance to gain a placebo buff when attacker strikes defender. So you're going to be triggering this all the time. And yeah, so Titania is going to be goated. Some other buff immune champions or nullify immune champions will be goated here, I would say. Because the rest of the meta is fairly straightforward. But that is not the meta that you rank up for. The meta that you do rank up for is going to be the Foresight. Intercepts grant attacker 200% attack rating for 5 seconds. So that's significant damage boost. Fight or Flight. Every 12 seconds, defender gains unstoppable for 4 seconds. If the attacker is far away, attacker gets unstoppable instead. This node always has fairly interesting interactions with some specific champions, like let's say Decent Sig Longshot. Because either a Longshot is going to get unstoppable, or you're going to get the unstoppable, and Longshot gets a chance to nullify and get the unstoppable, right? So there are several interactions like that that will definitively be quite finicky. Like Spider-Man Mystic 1. Get unstoppable. You might be unstoppable, but he's going to go invisible. So we'll see how that works out. And Astral Sense. Again, if the defender is struck by a basic attack while stunned, they purify it and evade it. So yet again, that just carries on with the theme that Kabam is absolutely allergic to parry. So what this effectively means, in general sense, in 90% of the applications, can't strike them while they're stunned. Again, I think this could have an interesting interaction with Lumitrix, because passive stun should still count the way it's worded here. So when you evade and stun them passively and then try to strike them, they will purify it and evade it, but you're untouchable, so they'll miss you. So that could be quite funny, finicky thing. So these are new metas. I'm not going to go into deep detail of them yet. I haven't fully kind of thought them through, analyze them. I know that some of them definitely do sound worse than others. I think this one's probably going to be fine-ish. Slammet annoying with Unstoppable. I think this one might be very, very annoying with the Power Snack and Placebo. It's going to supercharge a few champions. And then in Season 30, again, I think Week 3 and 4 meta, the one that designs your GC placement, is fine. I don't think anything's too crazy there. You just, will struggle landing your parry as always and need to knock the defender down. Never back down, that's going to open new avenues for interactions with Mystic champions and MD or whatnot. I think it's for the most part fine, but in both weeks, in both Season 30 and 31, I think the first metas are fairly brutal, man. Like the electric defense, so you're going to be catching people with the armor ups. On top of it all, you have to deal with Arc Overload, healing opponents quite a lot, or trying to prevent them from doing that. But you also have that Reluctant Retaliation where you get Cowardice passive, so anything you do slow down. This does not sound fun. So, we'll see how it goes out. But yeah, as always, you do get new emote, which is Piggy throwing a pie. That's for Season 29. And here we go, Saga rewards. So when Shatter Essence and Research Grants can be found, Victory Track, 1 Shatter Essence and 5 Research Grants when completing the Victory Track, and then Shatter Essence, which is going to be for new Idol Champion if you finish C5 or higher. And this, though, makes me angry. I have a genuine question. Alliance event. Battlegrounds Alliance event is outdated beyond belief to a point. And like, this is not me just telling Kabam, give me more rewards. This is me asking Kabam, what are you doing? Because we are at a point in Battlegrounds where alliances that normally would push points in the alliance event don't anymore. Now, pending your own personal opinion, how you like these alliance and solo events making Battlegrounds grindier, quote unquote, it is dumb. There's no other way to put it. So Battlegrounds focused alliances who were effectively founded and gathered to push Battlegrounds don't do it anymore, really, because the rewards are absolutely not worth it. You can get like one tier 4 alpha there if you play super high. So, from players' perspective, that feels bad and lame. Because, like, you know, significant part, or what used to be a significant part of my Battleground season was putting up the mandatory score. Everybody hates the minimums, but the point was I specifically chose an alliance that was going hard for those events because the rewards mattered. And now we don't anymore. And it feels wrong. It feels bad. It feels like Kabam is failing at the job that they're doing. But also from Kabam's perspective, like, I used to spend like several thousand units in the Elder Marks per season to hit my alliance minimums because we were pushing for the top spots. And I don't anymore that. As Kabam just completely kind of said goodbye to the units for Elder's Marks type of thing. I don't know. It's like, if you... What's the best way to put it? If you want to take away the alliance away, then take it away. It doesn't have to be there if Kabam thinks there's no point. Take away the Elder's Marks, take away the Alliance event, fine, leave Battlegrounds, you know, and buff the rewards or focus on the rewards for the actual placements. I don't think that's what Kabam would want to do, otherwise they wouldn't have made the Alliance event in the first place. But if you have the Alliance event, then it's like, for crying out loud, you know, just update it. Because this is like the third season where we're seeing Kabam kind of like buff the Battlegrounds and start the rewards improvements, first in Victory Track and now the Radiance and all that stuff. An Alliance event is just abandoned. Why? Let me know what you guys think about the new metas and the Alliance event, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about